I know those weren't the results we wanted to see, but I have to ask, how was that experience for you going into a World Cup with the team, and just what did you take away from those experiences and all that good stuff?
That's a good question. We I don't know. We had I thought we had a decent amount of time to train together. Like we were pretty fit. I thought mentally like we were ready for it, but we just didn't. When it came down to the time to play, we just didn't play together. It was a lot of individual effort. All over the sand, and so I think what we took away from it the most, or what I took away from it the most, is that you can't win beach soccer games with just one player, with like even just two players, and so it was a big wake up call for sure. It doesn't matter how fit you are, how much you can run, how strong physically you are, how technical you are. It takes the whole team. Everybody shifting together. You know, uh, Having that chemistry, which I didn't feel like we had for really like any part of the tournament. We battled, and there was a couple games that were close, but there was a lot that we could work on, and I think the tactics uh, were probably one of the more important parts that and pieces that we were missing.
No doubt. Yeah. And I think about, when World Cups arise, like on the grass scene, at least, it's like the outdoor scene, they always feel like they click one group of death, right? And like for me, when I was looking at it, I kind of looked at this group as the group of death, like USA, Switzerland being a very, composed, well, bred team of beach soccer players. Japan, led by Ozu, having just, there's a Japanese beach soccer league that they're constantly playing. So that they have great players as well and always
Mhm.
playing together. And then Paraguay being the home crowd, right? So like you're playing against three opponents that are going to give you a battle every time. And, I feel like at first, at least with the first two games, you were right. Like they ended up being close. I have us losing Switzerland, 8-6,
Mhm.
Japan 4-3. So with those two games, it's hard to, and what I noticed, at least at the NBSL event, it's like when you get dug enough deep in a hole, it's hard to get yourself out of it. But you find your rhythm, you find your grooves when you can. Um,
Mhm.
who do you think was out of that group the toughest to play against? I know with Switzerland they have some studs, same with Japan, but were there any standout players you all went into that group stage with, and you were like, wow, it just kind of blew you away?
I mean, obviously Ozu.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Ozu. The two guys on Switzerland. The guy who surprises me is Stankovic. You know, the guy he knows how to finish, man. That guy knows how to score. He doesn't move very much, but he gets the ball in the back of the net. So he stood out to me. He was definitely game changer. And Paraguay, they were all just that team. I mean, they're at home and they fought. Every single one of their players fought like hard the entire game, and they made it super tough on us. But I don't remember any like individual player that stood out that much. There was the captain who I know has a lot of experience. I forget his name. So I mean, he was solid, really solid player. But the two, Stankovic, Ozu, and then Elliot also. Not Elliot. What's his name? The number 10 for Switzerland. I forget his name.
Well, I
But
think it's Ott. Who you talking
yeah,
about?
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
good player. Very good player.